best of the
Commander.
best.
We are no reference. What's the plan? GSL. Kaboom, baby! Go on.
Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to GSL Code S Round of 4.
The best day of GSL, oftentimes.
Oftentimes, indeed, our finals can be one-sided. This has been, as I've said at the start of every show, the best GSL Code S we have to date. Best players, best games, and this is easily one of the best Final Four we could have ever asked for.
Yeah. I can't believe how good this Final Four is.
Yeah.
These are literally four
pretty sick.
Absolute best players in the world. We have the possibility of Royal Road Finals, which is insane. A possibility of a 5-time GSL champion, the youngest champion ever, perhaps. A dual champion in OSL and GSL.
No matter what happens here today, we're going to have a good narrative for the finals, which is awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Because, granted, all of our finals have been pretty epic. This is going to be especially epic no matter what. First matchup, we got Rain against MVP. I have no idea who's going to win that.
That's the hardest thing to predict ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Up-and-coming best player out there against the most accomplished GSL player of all time. By the way, thank you for joining us here today. If you're in the studios, I hope you're enjoying I guess you could say the headset experience. You can now hear us if you come down to the studios.
The headset
experience. And speaking of which, come to the finals. Where you can have the same experience. You can hear the audio there as well. Entry is free. I know a lot of you guys tweeted me, how do I get seats? How do I get tickets?
Well, you just PayPal directly to Tastosis.
That's right.
Tastosis
you show up by my caster desk and leave about 100 right there, and I'll make sure it's all taken care of. No, but seriously, it's free. Come down. It's an amazing experience. We have tons of tourists that come down and check it out.
Oh, my God. It's the Reddit guy.
Where?
It's one of the actual employees of Reddit is
Oh, my God,
today.
it is.
Yeah.
It's the Reddit guy. The Reddit guy's here today. All right.
Hi, Reddit guy.
Hey, Reddit guy. He doesn't have headsets on. He doesn't know. He's missing out on the headset experience that we were just talking about. Yeah. But yeah, come down to the finals. They're amazing in person. Live, I should say.
They're fantastic.
It's incredible.
It'll bring tears to your eyes if it's your first.
I almost choke up every time I see the intro starting for Code S finals. It's so insane. But if you can't, if you're unfortunate enough to not be able to be in Seoul when that's going on, definitely tune in with your friends. Go to your local bar craft, whatever it takes.
Yes, the finals are going to be amazing. But
I'm sure if you're watching now, you're probably going to do that anyways. So.
Just seeing who makes it to the finals is going to be almost as good, and that's nice. So guys, get on Twitter and hashtag GSL.
Please
link people to this. Get them watching because this is the sickest round of 4. I can't even believe this round of 4. Whatever finals we have is amazing. Every single one of them, so good, and
It's so awesome.
God.
We're this far now in StarCraft 2. The game is very figured out. We're seeing really technical strategies.
Mm-hmm.
We see the metagame now and how it's unfolding. It's brilliant. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Rain against MVP, man. I can't wait.
Well, the whole bracket, actually, yeah.
Look at this.
Rain MVP is going to be our first best of 5. And then Teja up against Life. 2 Terrans, a Protoss, and a Zerg.
Well, this. Imagine we get the TvT finals. Wouldn't that be so funny? Another GOMTV.
Well, you couldn't really ask for a better TvT than MVP.
Seriously,
against Teja.
Those are the 2 best Terrans in the world.
It's funny because MVP is the only veteran here. Rain and Teja in Life have nowhere near the long-lasting.
Of course. Tasis, do you want to hear something ridiculous?
Yes.
4 Nexuses off 1 game. Do you want to hear something even more ridiculous? MVP has 95 Code S wins.
That's insane.
95. If he wins this whole thing, he'll have over 100. So he's averaging like maybe 20 Code S wins per championship or something. It's actually so silly.
Well, MVP, of course, the most accomplished player here for GSL Code S. I mean, this guy is scary. I really don't know who's going to, win. between our first match. But let's talk a little bit more about the players first.
All right, Rain, MVP, Tasia, and Life. We'll go ahead and take a closer look at these guys. Rain, he's in the finals of OSL. He looks like the smartest Protoss in the world. Can he make it to the finals here?
Could be the case.
And then MVP, the most accomplished player in GSL history. Top 2 in the world, really, along with MC as far as accomplishments. And then we have Tasia. He looks like the best Terran in the world. And, I mean, he's just, damn is he good, man. He's playing so well so far. And then, of course, Life. He's young. He still goes to school. He's like 14.
14 years old.
Everyone in Korea is talking about just how ridiculously talented this guy is.
It's something else, man. When you get a player that's that young, it kind of reminds you of Flash back at StarCraft 1.
Yeah, I totally see what you're saying there.
Well, it looks like we're almost ready to start this game. I can't believe these two guys are actually facing off.
Now, let's take a look at these
This could have been the finals, by the way.
Oh.
This could have been the finals had the brackets look differently.
Now, look at this. Look at this. Whirlwind, Abyssal City, Entomb Valley, Antigua Shipyard, Cloud Kingdom. Those first 2 maps, interesting to see those first 2 maps like that. They're the ones that we see the least. These 2 probably have the least practice on out of all these maps. In fact, I know for a fact they'll have the least practice on those 2 maps. And, of course, Whirlwind, a huge map. So if MVP can take that first map, that is a crucial victory for him.
Yeah, that is going to be huge. You know, obviously, unlike when it's a best of 3 here, where they start out with 1 map, then lose their picks, you can do a lot more planning in a best of 5.
Oh, yes.
There's some maps not good on some matchups for some races, so maybe you're going to all in there. You got to definitely reserve your builds. The MVP, I've said this again, and I'll say it right now. MVP, the best person to pick to win in a best of 5 or a best of 7.
Yeah,
he picks the right builds on the right maps against his opponent.
But look, Rain last night played in the round of 4 of OSL, which is a best of 7, went down 0-3 and came back to win it 4-3. The kid looks godly. He only lost to Cheeses. It was insane, man. I have no idea how this is going to go. MVP has shown in the past he can cheese better than anybody else, but he can also play macro games better than anyone else.
Absolutely.
So Rain has to be ready for the full range of strategies.
And I would say Rain definitely really good at adjusting in a series like this.
Yes.
He definitely knows how to tweak his play. So we're going to see, guys, as these 2 heavyweights duke it out. Only one will move on into the finals. Will it be Rain, one of our newest players, or will it be the veteran MVP? We're going to find out soon in the round of 4 of the GSL Codex.
GSL. Welcome to GSL Whirlwind.
All right, in the bottom left, guy coming straight out of left field, one of the StarCraft 1 players, one of the last to switch over here. Now in StarCraft 2, we have our Protoss badass. His ID is
SK Telecom T1, Rain.
And as you can see, he's so new. We don't really have a long history with this guy. I normally show, the last 10 games, but we can't this time. In the upper left, a man who needs little, if any, introduction, the most accomplished GSL player of all time with 4 GSL Codex championships. Can he make a 5th? He is
AGIM MVP.
Okay. So I have so many infinity things to say.
Please.
I have just so much to say on both these players, on everything going on here. I almost feel like I should just be quiet. Just be like, guys, there's so many thoughts in my head I can't talk right now. All right, so basically, guys, last night, in case you don't know anything about it, the OSL is the other big league in Korea.
Sure.
Just started in StarCraft 2. It was always in StarCraft 1 before. Rain played in the semis last night, best of 7 against Last from STX, another very good Terran player, but a very cheesy one. Lost the first 3 games to all-ins. And then he went into super safe mode. Things like Gate Robo Gate Expand, which is as safe as you can get, but it gives you the bad side of macro, and ended up peeling out the win 4-3. Now,
Right.
MVP on this huge map is opening gas first. So he's opening up with something that is a little bit cheeky for a map this big, right?
Right.
It could be something as solid as a Hellion drop, or it could be something as crazy as a Cloak Banshee rush.
I was going to say, I think it could be Cloak Banshee.
Could be, absolutely.
You know, it's a map, guys, because it's so big, it is easy to take a quick expansion. So it's not unreasonable. In fact, it's actually not even, I shouldn't use the word unreasonable. It's completely realistic to assume Protoss fast expands. Now, Protoss fast expands and does get the Robo out quick enough, and he's in trouble. However, Rain is going, as you can see, for early core. So I really wonder how this is actually going to pan out.
And, okay, his probes started to go up the ramp, saw Marine turn around, saw no racks at the ramp, and that's a little bit of a giveaway.
Right.
That tells you the racks is probably building add-ons. So if he does go for the fast expansion, which I expect he'll probably still do, should follow it up with 2 more gates immediately.
Right.
Because he has to be careful for Hellion drops. That's why.
For a second, for some reason, I thought I saw a second gas there, so I was saying he might actually do something else. But no, I stand corrected. Thank you. He's going to go ahead and get a Nexus now, so we'll see. Now, he is getting. Wait, what is that over there, Artos? Is that that's a starport? Okay, good.
And so
we'll see if he gets a tech lab or not.
Yeah, he's on Reactor Hellions right now, and while he could get that, I think for sure a medevac should be popping out pretty quickly.
He's going to reactor out 2 medevacs on a starport. Wouldn't that be funny? Drop SCVs and try to heal him to take out probes to the worker line.
Sure.
Heal plus repair. You can't stop that, Artos.
Just can't stop it.
Can't stop it. It's too good.
Yeah. So, all right, this is all happening exactly as expected. You know, he's got information. In fact, his probe sees the Hellions.
Now that's a pretty big giveaway.
Before he even saw these Hellions, he made the Nexus and he made the 2 gates, followed up by a gas. He'll go into Robo. Doesn't have to go too quickly, especially when we see 2 Hellions right there.
Now, if MVP doesn't do enough damage with this, he can be in a lot of trouble because he hasn't even started a command center for 1.
Yeah.
What he needs to do, though, is just get as many, or kill as many workers, I should say, as possible. And he can get a lead. Now, MVP has got some of the best micro in the business, but, you know, that Rain is pretty good when it comes to his positioning.
Yeah. Now, let's see, Rain now with this Robo. The medevac is out. There's 4 Hellions out. 2 more just popped. And MVP is starting a command center. Will he go triple command or will he sit on double? I think he's going to go into triple, but we'll see. And in fact, he's only bringing 3, so he's going to do 3 in the back, 3 in the front, Tasteless.
This is, I think, yeah, if Rain isn't prepared, he's going to lose probes on potentially both fronts.
Yeah, and you have to be careful about how many you lose. Now, Rain has a good setup. He's reading very well what's going on here. He has a lot of units in the main base, not a lot at the natural, but he has sentries posted at the correct locations.
All right, he's sending the Hellions over here. Not going to get in there.
Notice he has a sentry. Beautiful force field right there.
Now he has Hellions coming in over here. He could get these ones over here. Very nice. Shooting them down in a line.
And in fact, he's going to end up killing quite a few.
Oh my God, 3 more Hellions are coming over here. They could come in from the back.
Oh, and look how low these Hellions are in life. And it looks like he's going to end up killing just 9 with this. But 9 is still okay. 9 is okay, but he does have double Nexus out. So
9's better than 0. Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
And he's going to follow this up actually with a. Well, he's getting Banshees actually. Is he going to do a 2-base 1-1-1?
It's possible.
Oh, we've seen weird variations of this where you just keep making tanks and Marines and just send even more SCVs than normal.
I think that's definitely a possibility. That's something that we've seen a lot recently, actually.
Elliott's still doing some damage in here. Yeah. Not too much more, just 10 kills now.
Yeah, and 10 probes. You know, I would say that this has been a reasonably successful defense here for Rain so far. But the Banshee does come in, and it's going to target down as many probes as he possibly can.
You know, those Banshees, man, the range when it looks like the shooting is so insane as you see that unit run away.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I'm like, no way could the Banshee shoot that far, and then it actually hits it.
And you know what, MVP, it looks like he's doing a build that, kind of a variation of a style that we saw from last night for anyone who happened to watch it. Looks like he might be going just for a Marine siege tank pressure. But with the Observer scouting him, he immediately threw down that tech lab. So it's possible that he will skip that and just use his siege tanks for defense as opposed to like a very aggressive attack.
Yeah, because you know a lot of Protosses do a counter after they hold off an attack like this. They're saying, well, you lost your Hellions, you have a medevac, which isn't really useful at the moment.
Yeah.
And then it looks like we actually are about to see that counterattack over here. Now, siege mode is going to be pretty helpful here, but at the same time, you know, if you get some Immortals in that mix, he can do a lot of damage. We have the Banshee now coming in here.
Yeah, at the natural, we do have the Banshee going in once again. Really nice read here by MVP that it was time to go back in. In fact, he's getting a few more kills. No more mining at that base, and Rain is going for that counterattack, but with his defensive Siege Tanks and a Medevac and his SCVs that he can possibly pull, I don't know if Rain can kill him here.
We're going to find out. Guardian Shield's about to be triggered, and here we go.
And Marines and SCVs coming up.
Yeah, it looks like the tanks are just too well positioned. You have the Marines in the front.
Well, you're going to kill the sentries in a matter of seconds, and the Stalkers will go down soon thereafter.
Oh, no, he has some Zealots up here in the front. He might actually come in here again.
And the Banshee once again going into that natural. So Rain,
all right, Rain's going in for the front. And this actually might be enough to kill MVP.
Yeah. He's not blocking the tanks well enough right now, but the Medevac should be healing, but I don't see it.
I don't know why it's not. Okay, that was really weird.
Yeah, that was a weird
and it looks like Rain's counter is going to work.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to lift that orbital command center at the minimum. Oh God, he got up the ramp. Okay,
I can't believe he closed that. Yeah, well,
he's dead.
This is the end. There's no way to recover from this. As you can see, Rain is controlling so well. I'm actually surprised. I thought with the tanks he'd probably be in good enough shape.
But you know that second attack, he got close up to the tanks. You have to keep the Marines a little bit more in front, but of course then he can force field them off. It's a dangerous dance really for both players. And you know, Rain he went in and MVP couldn't buffer anything. And if the tanks go down, then the sentries and stalkers stay alive. It's just way too much.
I gotta say, I'm a little bit surprised actually that was hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Here, let's take a look at the workers killed. 33 killed by Rain, 27 by MVP. So that Banshee went to town during that.
He's actually gonna the last second he doesn't save that depot. It might burn down though still. Looks like one SCV's coming.
So I mean, MVP's economy is pretty darn hurt here. But the game is not actually over, believe it or not. He has Stim, he has Medevacs, he has combat shields, +1 almost done, siege tanks.
Now, he's got to be careful with this Medevac that's coming over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if he loses the Medevac, oh my God, he knows.
That is a big uh-oh right there. He cannot lose that.
The Stalkers are getting closer.
Saves it, but
he can actually trap that over there. He can warp, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that can actually get out now.
Yeah, I don't think it can. If you leave 2 on each side like he's doing, that's actually perfect. That's enough to kill that off and get away from any Marines that get out. So looks like MVP, he's stuck there. That's a big chunk of his units. It's about 10 supply that's basically ineffectual now.
Yeah, completely ineffective. So
ineffectual Tasis. Is the correct word, I do believe.
Raise my eyes, but very ineffectual indeed, Artasis. Yes. Now we have the command center orbital, I should say, landed over there at the expansion. He did take out, you can see the proxy pylon, but there is still the chance actually that Rain can attack this again. As you can see, not a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, both players a little bit light on everything, but with siege tanks out, it's going to be hard to break MVP. You know, he's getting more and more Marines, and with Stim, he's not going to be as scared to commit them to a battle. And I don't know that Rain can get anything done right
I'm
this
really
second.
surprised MVP almost moved out there. That was a little startling.
You know, the real problem is that even though they've killed similar amounts of workers, the current worker amount, 17 SCVs to 43 probes.
Well, you know, the thing is that Protoss, you know, with the Chrono Boost and 2 Nexuses, I mean, they could just Chrono Boost the hell out of that Nexus and remake their workers so easily.
And look at that. All right, so Army Supply actually very similar here for these two players. And that really helps MVP because at this point in the game, Stim, Combat Shield, Siege Tanks, that type of stuff, it's pretty darn good. But this is a strong army from Rain. Good force fields.
Really nice force fields. Looks like he might try to take that Medevac and go into the expansion.
Really?
Oh, he moved it for a second, but he saw the 2 Stalkers and were ready to hold that.
You know, that might have been even a rescue mission by MVP to try to get that Medevac back.
You're right. Actually, it totally could have been.
Because is he really going to be able to go over and kill Rain right now? Well, the window is closing for killing Rain, and I think MVP might actually be going for that.
Well,
he's actually stopped SCV production.
Yeah, if you notice, I mean, well, actually, I don't even have to say if you notice, guys, but as you all know, if you watch StarCraft 2, Tank Marine gets like basically geometrically worse. If you had to make a little graph out of it, it gets worse and worse and worse as the game gets longer and longer.
Yeah.
It's good early on because Protoss doesn't have the right unit composition, but I mean, by the time you have like Colossi and Immortals out, and the Storm, I mean,
it's so heavily about Colossus with Thermalance. Like once you actually have Colossi with Thermalance out, Siege Tank Marine becomes pretty obsolete. You have to start adding in Vikings, which takes up a lot of the gas. You know, they get a couple good shots off, your Marines are all dead. It gets pretty brutal to actually use.
Looks like this Medevac barely not spotted.
Well, he definitely needs that to get through to do some damage. Actually, look at what's on the side there. I mean, the Forge and the robotic space.
He
so
could
he might
really,
be able to...
he could do a lot of damage there and really mess up any... I won't say take away the edge, but definitely slow Rain down in a situation where MVP is rapidly losing ground.
Well, if you can keep Thermalance off him, the siege tanks are much better.
He's going to push. He's going to push the exact moment when this drop's going to come in here, hoping the Protoss Army is going to turn around when he sees this. We'll see if that's in fact the case.
In which case he can save the other medevac. And,
all right, unpowers that. He needs to get that Thermal Lance. There we go.
Thermal Lance, he knows.
Is he going to get it?
Yeah, that's not going to finish. And
Rain's not biting, though. No, he is biting.
Whoa. He needs it. There you go. He gets it, and actually only ends up losing one Marine. That was a very nice and effective push right there.
Although at the same time, even if Thermal Lance isn't out there, I feel like the Colossi is still going to be more than enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, that's fine.
The Army of Rain at this point has gotten bigger and
it's
bigger.
It's basically a perfect composition. The right amount of Zealots. He's got enough Immortals. He's got enough Colossi. I think he can actually attack into this. We'll see.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard spot for MVP to win from. But Rain doesn't need to attack into it. He should wait until MVP moves more and more forward, force the siege ups, slow him down, because Rain's lead gets bigger and bigger with this huge numbers.
MVP's kind of in a desperate situation here. He needs to either get another base up and tech switch, which is very hard to do right now. Again, he's still not making SCVs right now. He's just quit. So he's just running out of time. He has to kill him very soon here.
It's such.
I don't even know if he has that much of a plan here.
Well, I guess do what you can with what you have, and in fact,
here we go.
Going. This is it, guys.
All right.
And look at this. Thermal Lance is not existent, but still,
it does not matter. All right, we're going to be seeing GG very quickly here. Because that's it.
Something do not come back.
Damn, took Rain. Rain took MVP out. Easy peasy.
Yeah, it's too bad because on MVP side it's too bad because MVP got killed a decent amount of probes. He didn't have to die like he died, but yet no bunkers. He was trying to hold it off very, very cheaply. He did have the siege tanks, but not enough.
MVP seemed to. He does cheese a lot, but like at the right times. But in the OSL games, there was a lot of cheesing. Early on.
Yeah.
Maybe he's taking a note from that book, but I don't know. We'll see what MVP opts to do next. I like the build on that map because it's unusual.
Yeah, sure.
Normally
I like it. It makes sense. The way he's trying to do it. He's following up with economy, with the siege tanks, which are going to be good defense and offense at certain times. After trying to kill some probes, it's a cool, good idea. It's something that definitely can work. But Rain's defense was solid. I love the way he defended, especially with the force fields in the main base to stop the Hellings from running by. It was beautiful.
Now, remember, MVP has been having some pain due to a pinched nerve in his spine.
Yes.
We saw him turning his wrist there, a little stretch exercise, because there's been points in time where MVP's hands have been getting numb in game.
That's true, and he said, even though that's happening, and we've seen him continue to play amazingly despite that, but he said that he'll beat Rain.
Yeah, he was very confident about that going in here.
He's like, I think Rain is the Protoss who understands the race the best. Yeah, I'll beat him.
And I'm going to beat him.
Yeah, and we'll see, man, because Rain, he does understand Protoss the best. He just does. Like, you watch him play, and it's this beautiful thing. I could write a 10-page paper on one of his games.
Could you write it single space or double space?
It would be double space.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm lazy like that. I don't know what to say.
All right, guys. Game number 2. If Rain wins this, he's going to have a massive lead up against MVP. If MVP wins this next game, it's going to even out here at the GSL.
GSL.